Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Tuesday night on ROX Box. Whether you're watching us on Facebook or on our YouTube channel, welcome. Hope we've all had a good day. Hello, Leslie. Nice for you to join us. Hi, Anna. Evening, Debbie. Hi, Jan. What a beautiful sunny day it's been today. Not over Exeter. It's been quite gloomy over here. Hi, Eileen. Hey, Claire. Good evening, Dawn. Evening, Hillary. How are you? Welcome to tonight. Looking forward to enjoying this evening with this beautiful lady. She was recommended to me by two amazing friends, Hillary and Carol. So we've only just met over the last week by text, and half an hour ago was the first time I saw her to talk to, and already I think she's amazing. So I will get her to pop up and for you guys to welcome the lovely Willow.
Hi, Dan. Hi, everyone. How are you all?
Good evening. There are a fair few people here. Sally Pedder, good evening. Georgie, hello. Judy Moody, hello everyone. Carolyn, evening. Addy, evening all. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. Like I said on the introduction, half an hour ago was the first time we saw each other face to face, but I already love your energy, love the way that it resonates. So to get us started, the question I like to ask all the guests for the viewers out there is, how did you get into your spiritual path? How did you find it, or it find you?
Well, first of all, I was guided. I started off my spiritual path about 30 years ago, and I was guided to look on a rack at a bookshop. And going back then, you only had about 3 books that were spiritual on a shelf. It was all a bit cloak and daggery back then. And funnily enough, Dan, I was very interested in a crystal book. And I thought, because I was taught in a convent, it was very much the devil's work. You were taught to keep away from things like that. And I said at the time that if someone could tell me that crystals were okay, I would go back and buy the book. And my friend's daughter's mum was very hippy dippy. And I asked her, and she said, crystals are amazing, Willow, they're amazing. So I raced back and bought the book. Started off with a little 6-week crystal course with a teacher who was offering a crystal course. And yes, I wanted to do it. And she said, no, Willow, she said, you're not going to be working with crystals. They've opened up a door for you, and they've introduced you to the spiritual side of life. And now it's your journey. And I was quite crestfallen, because it's like the door was shut in my face, not opened. But one thing led to another, and through beautiful teachers and my own journey, I started off with spiritual healing, then got very interested in the pagan side of things, which then led me over to the North American side of things. And then I was dipping my toes in the shamanism side of life. Okay. So it's been a long journey, and I've had some amazing shamanic teachers from South American way of working. I've worked with a full-blood Apache teacher, beautiful lady Lozen Brown Bear, and also Celtic teachers as well, Celtic shamanic teachers. So I've had, a lot of learning along the way, and with different threads from different cultures.
That's amazing.
Because every country has a shaman of form. Okay, you have the shaman in Siberia, you have the medicine men in America, you have the Quero shaman down in Peru, you have the witch doctors in Africa, And over in the UK, you have the witches. Okay, so they're all a form of shamanism. Okay, and like I say, my threads are very South American, North American, and Celtic with my shamanism, with my shamanic path, and that's how I like to work.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that's what appeals to you. I mean, to work with an Apache teacher.
She was amazing because I'd been chasing, if you like, we all find a thread of something spiritual that that we'd like to follow. And oh my goodness, North American shamanism, North American Indians, were in my heart, and I have had past lives. But she was wonderful because she showed me the other side of things, of how she grew up, and she had to give her Native American number, like we have a national insurance number. She would have to show her Native American number everywhere whoever asked for it for a form of identity, and she hated it. She absolutely hated it. And then gradually, as she got older, she began to love it. But because the Apache, with other tribes, they don't mind sharing. But with the Apache tribe, because obviously all of them have had so much taken away from them, the Apache are particularly guarded. Like, she would never share any Apache words. She could teach me so much of something, but not all of it. She showed me the rough side of how they were dealt with, and what was taken from them, how they've not got one-upmanship, that's the wrong thing to say, but how they've made it work for them, how they've still got their traditions, they've still got their cultures. And I was so glad that I did some apprenticeship with her, because she really opened my eyes up to the not so pretty side. And it really made me stop in my tracks. And I thought, oh my gosh, here I am, a British woman chasing after their culture, chasing after their religion, when, hang on a minute, what about our lands? What about our plants? What about our lineage? And it was really beautiful to have her teachings and to be able to respect them and to be able to honor them in such a good way, and to learn from her. And then to actually step back and think, our lands are important, our wild plants are important, our trees are important. This is where my roots are in this lifetime. So this is where I should be focusing right now. Definitely. And I would go mad, Dan. I would buy books about North America, Native American Indians, Native American herbs, but it wasn't herbs that I could get here. No. So I was learning about something from a different land. And like I say, it was almost like a wake-up call for me. And Spirit have a wonderful way of doing that. The wake-up call to actually say, hang on a minute, how about connecting in with your land first? Deeply connect with it. That's what I've done.
I can totally resonate with that, because that's where I've taken the animals, the spirit guides, the animal guides, because for me, so many people want it to be a jaguar, want it to be an elephant, a rhinoceros, a lion, but there are so many beautiful animals in the British Isles, not Europe.
Absolutely.
In the UK. So what came about my radio show, and that's what I talk about, is connecting a UK species or something we'll see in the UK, and connecting that with an animal, because with a crystal, because we're always on this country, or even in the planet, I like people to regard Mother Earth. Stop looking at what Jupiter's doing, stop looking at what Mercury's doing and what all the other moons and stuff are doing. What are we doing? What's this beautiful ball of energy? What for us? So that speaks my heart. That does, Willow. Definitely. Definitely.
And the shamanic thread through everything is the shamanic way that the shamans work is to keep everything in balance, to keep our energy in balance. If we're in balance, with ourselves, with nature within ourselves, then we don't get dis-ease and we don't get disease. Now, another interesting thing, because obviously I speak to a lot of interesting people through the shamanic path, I spoke to two Russian ladies about a month apart. They didn't know each other. And both of them said, well, I bet you're inundated with people for healings. And I said, yeah, I keep, study, keep motivated, keep moving on. And I said, because we're the last resort. Okay. Shamanism is a bit wacky. It's a bit off the wall. It's a bit not normal to a lot of people. So they may go to see their GPs. They may then come and seek alternative treatments. They may seek complementary. But we're kind of like the last resort. And they were absolutely gobsmacked, because they said over in Russia, you have to see the complementary therapists, the alternative therapists, before you can actually go and see the doctor for the pharmaceutical. I mean, how balanced is that? How amazing is that? Whereas we go the other way, the pharmaceutical isn't perhaps working for us. Some people do, the pharmaceutical isn't working for us. And yes, we need it because we need the operations and everything. But then we track down the line, I've tried everything else. What about you? And I think they've got the right idea. I think they've got the right idea, because it's keeping everything in balance, working naturally.
Well, that's it. Keeping those old traditions, because the amount of taboo, the amount of, about shamanism and other practices. I mean, it's this new age stuff, and it's like, it's not new age, it's forgotten age. It's been here. It's been there for as long as we've been walking on the planet. So for people to recognize that and to honor that on the same level as the medical, what a way to go.
It's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it?
That is amazing.
It really is. It really is. And by keeping everything in balance, we're working in connection with the land. Us as beings, not the shamanic practitioner, but us as beings, if we keep connected with the land, I've been talking to people for years on my path, and clients, and I've said, spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in nature a day, and then you'll probably find that, you won't perhaps need the medication. I don't tell people not to take it, obviously, but, people won't be reaching for the pills, because they can go out in nature, they get healing from all the plants and the trees as they're walking through, and it's healing for them. And blame me if last year or earlier this year, I think, suddenly the scientists are brilliant. The old woman in the village, lovely. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely. Thank you, absolutely. And so now the scientists are encouraging people to go out and walk in the woods, go out and walk on the land. So luckily, the science side of things is coming up to reach up to what we've known for years and years and years. Okay, which is brilliant. So by connecting with the land, indeed, by connecting with the land, we're really taking note of how our energies are feeling with the energies of the land. If you go out somewhere beautiful with a lake, you're connecting in with the water element. So you're connecting in with your emotions, because water is linked to the emotions. So if you want to be calm, go out and sit by a gentle stream, go out and sit by a still lake, and you can't help but feel that calmness within you. And I believe we're about 80%, is it 70 or 80% water? So we do connect in with the water element naturally. And like I say, the water element is very much the emotion. So sometimes when you're by the water and it's a bit wild and a bit white horses rolling in, you might find your energy gets whipped up. Okay. And you're talking about the different planets. The moon links in with the waters, controls the tides, controls our energy. And this is why sometimes we go a little bit wild when it's a full moon, because we've got so much water within us that we're also affected by the moon. Okay. And then you've got the fire element. And the fire element is the warmth, it's the heat. It's also about fire in our bellies. It's about the passion, not just passion between people, but passion about the land, about the view you've just seen, passionate about something you've just found, something that you've read. But it's that get up and go energy. It's that beautiful get up and go energy. And what we mustn't forget is the sun is the fire. So if we're out on a sunny day, stand there and soak up the sun, because you're soaking up that fire. It's like plugging you back in again. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And also when you're connecting with the fire, it's beautiful to visualize sitting around a fire with the elders that are beating drums. You know, I was doing a healing once and I was bringing in the fire element for someone, and I'm standing there and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I could pick up my drum and just beat my drum. And my CD, which is totally flute music, started to beat a drum. And I thought, thank you, ancestors. So the ancestors were bringing it in, and there was no drum beat on that CD. Okay, so they work their magic when you think about when you call them in. You've also got the earth element, which is obviously the earthing, the grounding. It's our body energy, it's our bones. The stones are the bones of the earth. The bones are our skeleton. But it's also a place of putting your roots down, connecting in with, you know, what you want to manifest, what you want to bring in, what you want to make happen. And it's also about going within the earth. So the bears go within the earth to hibernate. They have their dream time. So for us, connecting with the earth is also connecting with our intuition. So if we want to dig deeper with something, if we just go and sit on the earth, wriggle our feet in the earth, we can have that beautiful grounding connection and can connect in with the earth element, as well as connecting in with Mother Earth. And the air element is all about the beautiful thoughts, the inspirations, the whispers on the winds. It's all about the ancestors again. And it's sometimes when we need to blow away the cobwebs. You know, you say it's a windy day, I've blown away the cobwebs, I've gone for a walk. You literally have cleared your mind. And we need the air because we need the air to breathe. So how lovely to connect, you know, in with all the elements when you're out and about, and to consciously connect in with them, rather than just steam away for a walk along the seafront or for a walk by the river. If you connect in with the elements, you gain a lot more energy, a lot more healing energy from them. And also you get loads of beautiful messages.
Yeah, the other day I did that because I work from home, and obviously at the moment we can't have the free will of doing whatever, but I think the Tuesday I was in all day, and then the Wednesday I got up and I just felt so stagnant, and I just felt so like I just couldn't breathe out. It was just so close, and I just said to my husband, I was like, I need to go for a walk. I just need to go for a walk. And I went out, and it was a windy day, and so the wind blowing me, I came back so much more positive, because those cobwebs did just go, and I was just like, oh, that's what I needed. I just needed that shake up, and I'm back now. Let's work. Definitely.
I get very tetchy if I don't go out on the land every day. If I miss a day on the land, I'm starting to get a bit, you know, and by the second day, if it's been really grotty weather, by the second day, I've just got to go out. I've just really got to go out. And then, like you said, it's like, oh, you know, you have that healing from the land. And the important thing is when you're out on the land and you're connecting with all the elements, to thank them. You know, to thank them. We were lucky enough to be gifted a few days break in the New Forest, which is 20 minutes drive for us. It's just up the road from us, but we went off in our motorhome, and the campsite was in the heart of the forest. So anyway, we'd walked this walk, for a few days with the dogs several times a day. And on the last day, I thought, I stood there and I said, thank you so much for this land for us to walk on. I hadn't realised I was under an oak tree. And at that split second, the oak tree decided to drop about 100 acorns in gratitude for me saying thank you. So I was like pebble dashed by all these acorns at that split second. So, they do listen, they do listen, the elements listen. And, there's so when you go out, you should carry like a little bag of offerings, either some bird seed, some petals. If you get out and you haven't got your offerings, just tug out a hair and leave something in it as a thank you. Okay, leave something as a thank you.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because recently there's been a thing, because at sacred sites and stuff, people tie ribbons, and if they're natural fibers, that's all good. But a lot of it contains plastic, and when these ribbons fall down, we are causing more. So definitely, I'm so glad that you said like natural things, petals, your hair strands, bird seed, something like that. It's not going to spoil the land.
No, exactly. And you can even wild wee, because it's an exchange of something. It's an exchange of, obviously not in the open, not where there's loads of people. But it's
Willow, we're going to have a lot of people go, Willow, you said we could wild wee, however, fine.
But it's exchanging something of yours for the beauty that you've received. And also, if you do wild wee, Mother Earth and all the nature spirits read you, because everything about you is in your strand of hair or in your wild wee. So they're saying, this is Willow, she needs a little bit of extra help with this energy. This is Dan, he's a bit depleted with this, so we'll give him a bit more of that energy. And it's Dan again, it's Willow again. So it's not rude to do it. Okay, no. It's quite okay to do it.
Shardy, she's just saying, I was out in the hailstorm on Sunday and I was whooping and laughing as I was pelted. Amazing feeling.
Absolutely.
We've got a few people who like being out in the elements. Addy, I love wind bathing. Having my clothes whipped around me whilst leaves swirl, I find it incredibly energizing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I need, Jan Winters, I need land and water. Have to touch plants, trees every day.
Definitely.
Angela, you always taught us that. And I still always do it. I take that's wild weeing.
I guess so, Angela. Yeah.
And Janice Martin, it happens. Carol Thornycroft, done that.
Yay.
And Angela's out again. She's just seconding Carol by saying, yep, done that. I mean, it's nice to see ladies doing that, because I think for us gentlemen, I think, it's quite common for us to wild wee. It's more accessible for us to wild wee, whereas it can be a little bit more planning for you ladies. But it's nice to see, wild wee people. But
wild wee with gratitude.
Yes.
Wild wee is a thank you for what you've been given, for what you've been shown. Okay. I mean, when we go out for a walk, hubby always says it's Willow's world, because I'm going, look at the tree, look at the sunset, look at this pond, look at this stream, look. And he says, oh my God, it's Willow's world. Look at this, look at that, look at the other. But you just take in all the beauty and you want to give gratitude back for that, And when we had the first big lockdown, my hubby was shielding, and I took the dogs across our nature reserve across the road at 6 o'clock one morning. And I like taking photographs of nature, close-ups of like leaves of plants and everything. And this particular day, the paddock over there was completely smothered with buttercups with little droplets of dew on there. So I'm yanking the dogs back on their leads so I could get a good picture with my phone of this close-up of this buttercup. just out to one side of me, I was very aware of this little scratchy, sort of like almost like a gremlin energy that was just out of sight. And he sort of went like that at me. And I thought, wow, you know, because obviously with lockdown, people were still going out for walks, but nature was rising her energy up. So everything was a bit more super sensitive. You could connect easier with the land because you didn't have the aircraft going over the cars.
It was
and everything.
amazing.
It was.
Loved it. Not hearing the cars, because we were in Exeter, we're in the city, and to actually hear birds, well, until it got dark, but just hearing the birds. And then we had tawny owls going off during the evening. So,
oh wow,
definitely, it was so nice to have that energy heighten. It was just like,
yes,
thank you, we're doing good. Mother Earth is agreeing with this silence.
Yes, and this little scratchy nature being that sort of like this, I thought, well, that was a bit odd. I don't know if I quite like that. Anyway, continued to take the picture of the buttercup, carried on walking, connecting in with the buttercup, thinking, do you know, what was that energy? So when I got home, I did a recce on the internet, and apparently buttercup is quite poisonous. And I think what was happening was the energy of the buttercup. I was sitting there going, oh, it's so beautiful. I need a picture of that. And the buttercup was probably saying, I'll show you who I really am. Yeah. And he showed me the shadow side of buttercup, which was really amazing. And it's just lovely to be more awake when you go out for a walk, you know, to really connect in with those energies.
That is beautiful. We've got some more questions. We've got some more people commenting. Georgie, she finds it easier in the summer in a skirt. And obviously, I wanted to bring this up because you were saying about taking a picture of a buttercup. She pretends to get a flower and.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
Julie Moody, Julie Moody is one of our very personal close friends. And when you were saying about your husband saying, oh, it's Willow's Will, because you're saying, oh, look at that sunset, look at that tree, look at that. You reminded me of this lady, because this lady, she has to get her husband to stop the car while she goes out, takes pictures of the sunset, takes pictures of this.
Yay, Julie.
I definitely read, when you said that, I thought, there's a lady coming into my mind here, and she's
Love
here.
It. Love it. Yeah, excellent. So going to the spiritual side of things, obviously there's many healings that can be done under the shamanic umbrella, okay, and we need shamanic tools to do a lot of those healings, okay. So a shaman will always have a rattle, okay, and a rattle, you can use the rattle for calling in the directions when you're starting off the day or when you're starting off ceremony. You can use a rattle within your healing for scanning the body, okay? And it has many uses, because you can use it for busting up energy. You can use it for gently calling in spirit energy, okay? You can use it to get into semi-trance. If you're working in a particular way, you can use it to get yourself into semi-trance. And the rattles can be all sorts of different sizes, shapes, they can be different tones. It's good to get one that resonates with you. You know, if you've got one that you don't like the sound of, you're not going to connect in with it because it's an extension of you. But a rattle is really part of the you'll always see a shaman with a rattle, okay. Also the drum, okay. The drum is known as the shaman's horse. Okay, because when they do their journeying with the drum beat, it's the horse's hooves that carry you on your journeys. Okay, and the round of the drum is the feminine energy, and the beater is the masculine energy. So when you're playing both together, you're uniting the masculine and the feminine energy together. Okay, which is really rather beautiful. The drums can be made out of hide. It's connecting with the spirit animal that gave it skin. So when you're playing your drum, if it's a hide drum, you're connecting with the spirit animal maybe it's deer, maybe it's buffalo, maybe it's horse, you know, but there's different, you know, different skins, and you're working with the energy, the natural energy of the animal that gifted the skin. Okay. It's the shaman's horse. The drum beat is the horse's hooves that carries the person or the shaman on their journey when they do their shamanic journeys, and it's what they hear while they're journeying and what calls them back again. So they ride on that horse, they ride on the beat of the drum, which is the horse's hooves. And again, a drum can be used for healing, can be used for calling in the elements. It can be you know, used for complete healing. You can actually do a complete healing with a drum. But you bring in the elements with it. Okay, it's a sacred tool. You bring in the elements with it. Another tool is the feather. Okay, the feather is used for directing smoke, sacred smoke, when you're doing the sacred burning of the herbs, when you're doing cleansing. Okay, if you waft it about, you bring in the element of air. If someone needs a lot of air elements, you can bring in and wave your feather to stir up the air. And the feather, if you have feathers at home, if you rub the top, the nice bit of the feather, it feels very, very smooth. If you rub your finger on the underside, it feels gritty. It doesn't feel as smooth as the top. And you've heard of like water off a duck's back. The water will just float off the top of the feather. But the underneath of the feather has loads of little barbs that catches the air, that keeps the bird airborne. But when we use it shamanically, if we comb the aura down with the feather, the little barbs are combing the aura down so we can pick up if there's energy blockages. Okay, but if you have a feather at home, you should always store it so that the nice side is pointing up, so energy doesn't stick to the feather. If you stored it that way, the barbs will catch everything negative within the room, and it becomes a container of negative energy. Okay, so you'd have to give it a really, really good smudge. But a feather is part of the shamanic tools as well.
Just
the abalone. Yeah.
Right, before, because it's a drum related.
Yes, we can sort it out, Angela. We can sort it out. Thank you. The abalone shell, which the Native Americans use for their smudging, okay, the shell is from the ocean. Okay, so you have the water element. The pretty pearly bit inside, which is pinky blues and silvers, the Native Americans say that's the reflection of the sun setting sky. So then you have the element of air in there. Okay, and you burn your herbs, which is the earth element, and you light them with fire. So when you're doing a smudge, you're working with all the elements all at once.
I love that.
And the Native American women, when they I heard from someone that lived on a reservation that when the Native American women finish smudging, they kiss their shells as gratitude. And I thought, oh my gosh, I kiss my drum and I kiss my rattle when I use it, and I never ever realized why I did it. So the shell, some people just think, oh, it's a container to hold the herbs in. You're actually working with honor with all of the elements within that shell when you're smudging. So it's really, really beautiful.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so after that little, Carl Thornycroft loved your drumming groups. You must start them up again once we're out of lockdown. Janice Martin, yes, please. I don't know whether that's about a drumming birthing workshop or your drumming groups, but keep drumming. Sally Pedder, thank you for that helpful hint, Willow. I am sitting here next to my sacred space, checking all my feathers are the right way up. I know, I really want to go into my sacred space and see what my bird feathers are doing. I want to make sure they're up the right way.
I love it. I love it.
Pauline, I love feather wands, and different bird feathers have different energy.
Yeah.
Definitely, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work a lot with a crow wing. I use a crow wing a lot when I'm doing smudging.
I've got a magpie wing for smudging.
Ah, lovely,
Yeah.
lovely. So again, a little bit like the hide on the drum, whatever tool you're using, you're also bringing in the energy of that animal or that bird that gifted you that sacred tool. Okay. So we'll go on to burning herbs. Okay, when we work shamanically, you often see shamans with billows of sage, you know, sage smoke, sacred smoke. It takes the prayers up to Great Spirit. Okay, Native Americans say, hi Jan, Native Americans say their prayers with a sacred pipe. Okay, but they smoke a mix normally called knick-knick. But sacred prayers can be sent up while you're lighting your sage as well. Okay, and the white sage is a very, very cleansing herb. It's one that a lot of people know about. You know, everybody uses sage. You know, cleanse your tools with sage, cleanse your crystals with sage. When you're working with healing, when you cleanse the body with sage, it can leave dips where you've taken the negative energy out. It can leave dips in the aura. Okay, so you use it predominantly first to get rid of any negative energy, any residue of negative energy that you've been working with. Then you light the sweetgrass. You've probably all seen sweetgrass. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's very sweet. It smells of marzipan. It's beautiful.
I
And
love
if you've done a healing, if you've done a healing, people will normally say, what was that beautiful smell? And you go, yeah, it's a sweetgrass. It burns differently to sage. Where sage will keep burning, with the sweetgrass, you light it and it's a bit like an inferno. It sort of really flames up and then it puts the flame out itself and you get just little pointed burning bits on the end of each strand of the sweetgrass, and then it will put itself out. Okay, I have numerous people, new students that say to me, my sweetgrass isn't working, it puts itself out. No, that's the nature of the beast. You know, that's how it does it. So you have to keep, you do have to keep lighting it up. Okay, and when you're burning sweetgrass, always have a glass of water, because sometimes you can't blow it out. Occasionally it will just take off, literally. I was doing a healing on my hubby quite a long while ago, and he was zoned out completely. He loves healing, but he's bless his heart, he's one of these that when I finished, I said, did you love that? He said, it's all right. You know, it's all right, I didn't really feel much. And this particular time he said, oh my gosh, the heat coming from your hands. What he didn't realize was I'd lit the sweetgrass. The sweetgrass had billowed. For the first time ever, I was in the healing room without a glass of water. So I'm whacking the sweetgrass, trying to get it out, and I nearly caught his hand. So he felt the heat from the sweetgrass. I thought it was quite humorous. If he's watching this, he'll know now. But I've never him before. But the sweetgrass is absolutely beautiful. And as well as burning it for the, you know, for the healing, after you burn it after sage, you only ever burn it after sage, because it's such a positive energy. It will attract all energy to it, negative and positive. Okay, so you always burn sage first to get rid of the negative, and then it's okay to light the sweetgrass. Okay. And it fills in all those dips within the aura. It fills in all the dips within the aura, so it fills them all up with positive energy. You all right, Dan?
Just trying to find my pen, so I just want to write them down.
Okay.
I've got it.
Okay. With the sweetgrass braids as well, you can hang the sweetgrass braid on your door frame of your front door. If anybody comes round, they don't realise, unless I point it out, that we have a sweetgrass braid hanging above our front door. That's because everybody that comes into our home is blessed by spirit of sweetgrass. They're blessed with positivity, and it protects our home as well. Okay, So I mean, ours has been pinned up there for years. Okay. Also, what you can do with the sweetgrass braid is turn it round in a hoop, tie it up, pop it in your car, and you have protection while you're driving your cars. Okay. And if you buy me in a traffic jam in the summer, you'll see me sniffing my sweetgrass braid, because the aroma and the warmth of the car will release the scent, which is absolutely beautiful. But that's used for protection in your vehicle as well, so you can protect your home with it. To hang it inside. Ours is outside, Shardy. Ours is outside the front door, but we have like a porch on our front door, so you could put it inside if you didn't mind it hanging up inside. It's just that everybody that walks underneath it is blessed with spirit sweetgrass. Very positive energy. Okay.
I love it.
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. I always try and educate people about sweetgrass because it's just so beautiful. And another burning herb that I love is yerba santa. I don't know if you can see that properly. Yerba santa is, I always liken it to Marmite. It's a smell you either like or you don't like. It's not Marmite, but it's you either like it or you don't. It's got quite a tangy scent to it, quite an earthy scent to it. It's quite very different.
Do you know
Sorry?
How do you spell that?
YERBA.
YERBA.
Yeah, and then Santa as in Santa Claus.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah. So yerba santa is fabulous for empowerment. It's for healing and empowerment. So if you're feeling a little bit deflated, if you're feeling a bit henpecked, or someone's been having a go at you, or you just feel like you've lost your gumption with the fire energy, if you burn the yerba santa, it will bring in that amazing empowerment for you. Okay, so I like to use that at the end of a healing for people, so they're really like ready to rock and roll with everything. Okay, what's that? So is it only when it is burning? Yes, it's only when it's burning. The only time you burn sweetgrass on its own is at the end of a ceremony to thank the ancestors, but then you would be in tremendous, if you've done ceremony, you would have smudged in the first place anyway. You would be in a totally sacred space, which would be all right to do that. Okay, but you only ever burn it when, you know, you don't burn it on its own unless it's in ceremony to thank the ancestors. my circle, like Pauline said, my circle has crow feathers sticking out all the way around, where I collect crow feathers when I'm on walks. So it's quite a shamanic thing in the front of the car, but hey, that's me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, Anna Smith, absolutely loving these tips. And I've never used or seen sweetgrass. Is there a specific place to purchase it from, please?
I have it in stock. There's many places you can get it from. That, like the Native American places that sell Native American things, will sell the sweetgrass. But I do have it in stock if anybody is after it.
What about yerba santa?
Yerba santa, again, that's something that I have in stock. Because I teach shamanic practitioner training, I have a stock for my students to buy. So if anybody is looking for some, you know, I'm more than able to take an order for it.
I've never heard of yerba santa.
Yerba santa is amazing. It really is.
That's on my list.
Yeah, you don't have to have one that big. They do smaller ones.
Darling. Size
matters.
Bigger.
Size. Yeah, absolutely. And if you love it, you'll use loads of it. Absolutely loads of it. Claire Marie, I'm sorting that out at the moment. But if you drop me a line or get in touch with me via Facebook or my website, then we can sort it out for you.
I will just put those links up now again. I
Yeah.
did put them on at the beginning of the live, but I'll just put those links back in so people can get their yerba santa, sweetgrass, yabba dabba doodas,
Sage. Yeah.
So just do that. Absolutely fascinating. I love those because, again, going back to this land, I often turn around and think, should I be using the herbs that we grow in this country? And yes, we've got lavender, rosemary, and English sage, and I try and use all that because I know sometimes there's uproars about the California white sage and Palo Santo. But when you when I've used other incense and methods to cleanse the crystals, once I light California white sage, it's just, hello, old friend. That smell, nothing else compares. And all the other stuff I can use over and over. I just use the white sage and I'm like, the job's done.
Yes, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
So yeah, even though I do feel obliged to try and use this land, there is something I'll just think, Sage, I need you.
Well, having done my splurb about working with the land, all of those herbs are from America. You know, but they're the biz, and the supplier that I get them from has total perfect ethics. They buy direct from a Native American family, and every single they were offered a hillside of white sage one year, and they said no. They could have had it, they could have supplied their people for a year. No, he wouldn't buy it because it would take away the income from the tribal people, and the tribal people that he buys from, they bless every sage stick and every herb stick before it comes out, and you can tell the difference. You can seriously tell the difference. Yes, Sally, I do use Palo Santo, and that's, where does that come in? Right, I use Palo Santo when I'm working with trees predominantly, because it is a wood. It's the wood where the frankincense resin comes from. So if I'm working very woody with like wooden tools, wooden things, I will use the Palo Santo. Yeah. Yes, that's good. That's good. Frankincense and myrrh is fine. You can also, you don't have to use a burning herb to cleanse. You could use your drum or your rattle to cleanse as well, okay, if you don't like the smell of things. Frankincense and myrrh is ideal for cleansing, definitely. You can also use a root called Osho root, which is, that again is a bit of a weird smell, but that's good for cleansing and protection. Okay, it's the root of a plant. So there's many herbs out there that you can use. Okay, I like using mugwort, which is from our land, but that heightens everything, and it's been really interesting. We've changed our walk because of lockdown. Again, we've changed our walk, and I've picked up areas where mugwort grows quite freely. Okay, so next year when it comes up, I'll be able to go and take a little bit from each, so that I can have it fresh from the plant and connect in with the plant.
Beautiful.
So it's interesting to, when everything's growing, to make a map of your area to see where the sacred plants are growing, so you can honor them, and you've got a go-to place, but you only ever take just enough that you need. Never take any more. Sally, we do love mugwort, don't we, Sally? We did a lovely workshop with mugwort, and it was really quite good fun. It was lovely connecting in with the spirit of the plant.
I can't things to go back to normal because I want to do some workshops with you. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, so you know, walking on the land to find out where everything is and connecting with the energy of the land. We're walking on Mother Earth, and every single footstep that we take, we should be honouring Mother Earth as we do that, and we should walk. Oh, brilliant! We should be walking in honour on the land. You know, we should be connecting with Mother Earth, being honourable to her. It's really important to get to know the energy. It's really important to get to know the energy of your land and what's there. What's the mood of the land that you're in? Okay. What does it want? Does it want you to do anything for it? You know, because we're not the owners of the land. We work in connection with the land. And there's many plants that are power plants that are the ambassadors of the plant kingdom. Okay, so we have to treat those with utter respect. So we don't just barge on in and take, we don't just barge on in and connect. We have to ask permission. Okay, and by asking permission, we ask if we can walk the land, and we wait for that connection. And a beautiful way how I was taught to connect with the land, if you stand at the entrance of the land, if you're going into the woods, there'll be a pathway through to the woods. And you stamp your foot 3 times and you say, Spirit of the land, please may I enter? And you wait and you watch, and something will happen. Either it'll be a very still day, and there'll be one leaf on a branch doing that. And you think, that's a bit odd. That's my message to go in. Or something will fall out of the tree at that split second. Or you'll look down and you'll see a plant is moving and none of the others are. You know, and it's a little bit of a yes, and you get that lovely warm feeling in your belly that yes, you're welcome to go in. But when you walk in, you don't then stomp on an ordinary walk. You walk in sacredly, and the energy of the land will pull back a layer of energy, and it will beauty that you don't normally see. Because you've respected it and you've walked in, it will show you the magic of the land. Okay. And when you want to connect with a tree, a lot of people say, oh, I go tree hugging, and they run up to a tree and they hug a tree. That would be like somebody running up to you. You'd go, whoa, don't run at me. So you stand back out of the branches of the tree. You stand back and you ask if you can enter the tree's energy field. And then you get the yes. You get the yes, you get the feeling. You might not get anything weird happen, but you get the feeling, that warm feeling, and you walk slowly up to it, because the tree energy is very slow. It grows very slowly. And you put your left hand on the tree, because the left hand is your ring finger, which is your heart meridian line. So when you put your left hand on the tree, you're connecting your heart energy to the tree. And then you can then hug it, you can sit against it, it will talk to you. But the minute that you've finished, you leave an offering. You either tug out a hair, put it on the bark, or you put your bird seed down, or you put your petals down and you say thank you. And then you slowly walk away. Okay. And it's all about respect. The more you respect. Yes, Claire. Yeah, it's Mother Earth, it's nature saying hello to you. It's attracting you to that. So always give thanks for that. Okay. But the energy of the land, you know, every single person that's lived, every single animal that's lived, every single plant and tree that has lived has died. You know, that's lived before, they've died. They've gone back into the earth. So when you're connecting with a tree or a plant, you're not just connecting with that tree or the plant, you're connecting to ancestral knowledge of all those animals, birds, people, plants that have passed before. So the ancestral energy connects with you when you're connecting with each plant and each tree. And to have that awareness is is just living in respect of the land and living shamanically, walking shamanically, you know. And if you see a pretty feather on the floor, Dan, you don't just pick it up, you leave an offering for it. Or before you pick it up, you say to the little animals that live underneath, is it okay if I disturb your home? Because I really rather like that stone. Okay. And you pick that stone up and you leave an offering. And it's all done out of respect.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I love listening to you and this wisdom. It is just amazing. Oh, I love it.
Oh. And when we do our healings, we're doing our healings connecting to that lovely oak tree that you love that's in the wood 10 miles away, and you're bringing the energy into the healing. Or if you need calm for the client, you take yourself to that beautiful lake and you bring the energy from the lake back into, energetically you take yourself to the lake and you bring the energy of that lake into the healing. So we work the whole time in honor and respect and connecting with the tangible beings that are living on the land as well as ourselves. Okay, which I think is beautiful. I think it's a lovely way to be. You know, and once you start walking that path and once you start acknowledging that path, you then find it a lot easier, you know, and you start noticing things because Mother Earth will show you different things that it wouldn't show anybody else normally, because you're in gratitude the whole time. And you know, we're all on Mother Earth together. You know, we're all connected. You know, this is the beauty of shamanism. We're connected with the trees, the plants, the animals, and everything else, the seas, the oceans, the sky. You know, we're all connected. So if we're kind to everything and we respect everything, we're going to get that lovely respect back and the magic will happen.
Definitely.
Okay. So what I'd like to do, sorry, Dan.
It really hits home because one of my first things I ever did as a small child before even going to school, my grandma taught me how to read the auras of the trees, how to sit in the energies of the trees. And so much of this is just bringing so much back. Because she had to step away by my parents asking, because when I did go to school, I wanted to connect more with the trees than I did with the class and the kids. So definitely what you were saying just resonates so strongly in my heart. I think that
yes, I think he does.
It's the only thing that comes in and it really hits home to me and goes, yes. I mean, I follow the Sabbats, I honor the moon, but I don't say I'm a pagan. I don't really fit in a box, but shamanism really, every time someone talks about it, I am just like, and my mind opens, my heart opens, and I'm just like engulfed in just, yes, this resonates with me. So definitely, we've got some people just commenting at the moment. Sally, there's a tree near my office that is my friend, and he has shown me his face. Frequently find white feathers underneath, and he calls me little one when I communicate with him. My Facebook profile was taken whilst I was leaning against him. Oh, that's
beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah. It was the best year's learning I ever did. Angela, you don't need to sell it to me. The second this lady came on, before we even went on live, I just thought work needs to be done here. Also, what I am feeling here, and I know I've got Hilary Stanley on board, and I know Jan just popped in. The three of us are part of the admin team for Oasis weekends.
Right.
It's a weekend where basically, because so many events didn't go ahead this year, Elaine Fenton, who does the Healing Weekend, the Lighthouse in Poole.
All right, yes.
She's done weekend events once a month, bringing exhibitors in, sharing their gift, their knowledge. You are missing in that.
Okay.
I need to drop you Elaine's details, or somebody needs to go into our group message and say to Elaine, this lady needs to come on to an Oasis weekend.
Oh, thank
Because
you.
I know your energy will appeal to so many people.
Thank you.
I see a shaman being born. Willow's the one who could teach you. She is the one who can teach me.
Oh.
No, you'd love this, Dan. Come and do it. I am going to be doing it.
Oh.
This is Jan, another part of the admin team for Oasis. So I used to live so much among the trees when I was a child and always asked permission to enter. Definitely. Definitely. I really connected with my apple tree. So wise, he taught me lots. It's funny, Cal said an apple tree because there was 2 apple trees in my grandma's garden, and they were the
All
2
right.
that she used to teach
Yes.
me. That's a little bit
Yes.
like, oh, weird. Till he died, Willow told me about the tree dryad. I cried when bless. Yes, if you know the Healing Weekend, it's like the talk.
Yeah.
Elaine knows Willow. Okay, well, we need to get you on there, sweetheart. But
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's all the comments about what's going on. There's a lot of people agreeing about you coming on to the Oasis weekend. So
okay, thank you. Thank
okay
you.
with you.
Okay, and another beautiful way of connecting with the trees and with plants is, you know, like if you invited somebody around for a meal and they'd walk in the front door with a bottle of wine or a bunch of flowers, or, you know, here you are, here's a gift for the meal we're about to have. Okay, they normally come with a gift for the host. If you go, before you walk on the land or connect with a tree, if you give an offering, which is a gift to the plant, or say plant, give to the plant, and you take hold of the leaf of the plant, so the point of the leaf is pointing towards you, and you very gently caress with your fingers down every little vein on that leaf, okay? The plant is feeling your touch, the plant is reading your energy. And then you very gently blow on the leaf, and the tree is connecting to your breath. And again, it's connecting with you, it's learning who you are. And then it will send the energy out to all the other trees or all the other plants saying, this lady's okay. She's okay. Let her in, show her the magic. And then you're able to work with them. But you always ask beforehand. Okay, always ask beforehand. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pauline.
The hour we're covering at the moment, I'm just like, I want more. Get your sleeping bags, get your flasks of coffee. We're pulling an all-nighter. This lady's not going anywhere. Sunny Pen, trees are wonderful. The house I grew up in as a teenager was an old orchard and had lots of apple trees.
Yeah. Now, a little tip, because everybody's, yes, on every spirit, exactly. With the apples, because everybody's mentioned the apples on the apple trees. If you have an apple and you have the stalk at the top, okay, and you cut the apple sideways, not top to bottom, you cut it sideways, open it up, and you have the seed pods make the 5-pointed star, which is all of the elements, and it's the magical pentagram, it's the star. Take the pips out, put them in your mouth, hold them in your mouth as you ask for wishes, what you wish for, okay, particularly done at Samhain, which is well, it's still in the energy of Samhain at the moment. And you put the apple pips in your mouth and you don't eat them, but you think of the wishes and the prayers of what you'd like for the coming year. And then you take the pips out of your mouth and you plant them in a little pot with soil. And then you tend the pips because you want them to grow. And as you're growing the little saplings, you're actually growing your dreams. and your dreams come into reality. I can't guarantee the lottery. But you put them in your mouth, so you're actually connecting with the seed of your dreams, with the seed of the plant. Okay, which is really rather special. So Dan, would you like to do a meditation to find your tree ally? Do you think everybody would like that?
I don't know. What do people think? Would people like a meditation? We are on StreamYard, so if you are pressing those hearts and those emotion things, we can't see that. So please comment. Would you like a meditation?
To connect with your tree ally.
Oh.
I can't see anything, Dan.
I think they might.
Yes.
I think they might. I'm not sure. They might. Of course,
one thing about the trees, we can all read up about the trees and what they mean. Okay, we can connect with a tree that we really, really love. Like Sally said, she has one on her way to work or outside her office that she connects with. But when we connect with a spirit plant or a spirit tree, we can find out their attributes. But if you choose one, i.e. your plant ally or your tree ally, and work with it for years, okay, you will understand it more as time goes on. You'll build up a relationship with it. I have a huge relationship with blackthorn. Okay, blackthorn is the crone energy, if you like. It's the old ancient woman. It's the old crone energy. She's very magical. She's very mysterious. Okay. She has a sharp tongue. She'll say it as it is. Okay. And if you think of, do you know what the blackthorn is with the sloe berries? Yeah, the sloes that you make sloe gin with. Okay. You have the berries, which is the fruit, but you also have the massive thorns. So she's very, very protective. So if you're not behaving yourself, she'll give you a prod with those thorns, and they're not particularly nice because they're quite strong. Okay. But she's absolutely wonderful to work with. So I've been working with her for years. And also a beech tree. I have a very, very special beech tree in a wood that I've held ceremony underneath. I've done healings underneath. I go and sit there and just connect in with her. And I met up with an old lady, funnily enough, this old, and I say old lady, she was an old lady, and she had a little Jack Russell dog with her. And some of the ladies on here would have probably met her when I take them out in these woods. And she would always be sitting on a log, and she'd be by this beech tree, not close, but in the vicinity of this beech tree. So I would be taking clients out, students out, going for walks on my own. And more often than not, she was there. And this one day we were walking, I was with a client, a student, and we were walking along the path to go to the beech tree. She was walking down towards us, right? Normally she's just sat there. And she was a little diddly squat little lady. She was absolutely lovely, very wise lady. And she said, what are you, first time, you know, we'd done the nod, you know, that's all we'd done. And this particular day, she said, you know, and what are you doing here today, my dear? I thought, oh, she's actually speaking. And I said, oh, we you know, I try and play things down when I'm out because I'm quite conscious with students that they might feel a little bit awkward. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. I'm connected with the land. That's me. And I said, oh, we're just going around to see the beech tree. She said, that's not just a beech tree. And I looked at her and I said, are you of like mind? And she said, my dear, these woods are my church. And I said, can I give you a hug, please? This is pre-COVID. So we gave each other a big hug. My student gave her a great big hug. And she said, you know what? She said, further down this path you've come up, she said, there was a stone that someone's left that they've painted. She said, it's really beautiful, but I've left it there. Now, it was at the time of hiding painted rocks. I don't know if you ever heard of it in your area. And I was putting them everywhere for kiddies to find. Now, this one was well hidden. And for her to say that she'd found that stone, why? Why her, of all people, had found that stone? Anyway, we gave each other a hug. She said about the stone. I grinned, but I didn't say that's one that I've hidden. And my student and I walked round to the beech tree. She walked the other way. I haven't seen that lady since. Haven't seen her since. I wanted to, because I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to friend her.
Yeah.
Someone else has said to me she wasn't a lady. She was a nature spirit, and she'd been watching you over the years, and she made that connection, and that was enough. And I haven't seen her since, or her little dog. And I think that's so special. That's so special, because I thought she's a wise woman. I want to sit with her. I want to ask her what she does, what makes her tick. But that was enough. You know, she had that connection with myself and my student, and that was enough. Okay, so there's magic that happens in the woods. You know, not everybody is who they are or who they seem either. Oh, Willow is very linked to youth. It's very flexible. It's very linked to the maiden energy. And you can still connect back with it. Just take your memory back there and link in with the energy of it. You know, if we've got that picture in our brain, it doesn't matter if we're 1,000 miles away, we can still have that beautiful energy connection. Okay.
That was an amazing connection for that spirit. Wow. Beautiful.
Absolutely. So this isn't a shamanic journey. This is a guided visualization, because shamanic journeys is something completely different. Okay, but this is a visualization, a guided visualization that I would like to take you on to meet your tree ally, to meet that tree that you can start connecting with. Okay, it's somewhere that you can go in your visualizations to connect with that tree, and it may even be that the tree that you've connected with on this earth plane in this dimension will be the tree that says hello in your visualization, and you can connect with it deeply. Okay, so you're happy for that?
Could I just ask one thing?
Yeah.
Would it be okay if I dropped out and got you full screen?
Yes, that's fine.
Would you be comfortable with that?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and I'll leave you for a little while within your visualization, and then I'll guide you back again. Okay, so if you'd all like to get nice and comfy, wriggle back, sit down in your chairs, okay, or on your beds, on your settees, wherever you are, and get yourself nice and comfortable. Okay, I'm just going to call in Spirit of Blackthorn to protect all of us that are here doing this visualization. Spirit of Blackthorn has put a circle of energy around us so that we're all in positive space. So if you'd like to close your eyes, feel yourself relaxing. Take a couple of deep breaths. And from your heart center, I'd like you to take the energy from your heart center down through your body, down through your legs, down to your feet, take the energy down out of your feet like roots, going deep into Mother Earth, going into the energy of the earth beneath your homes. Take the energy deeper, deep down into the rich soil, past all the beautiful rocks beneath the surface of the earth. Past the underwater caverns with their waters running beneath the earth. Take your energy deeper. Take your energy deep towards the center of Mother Earth. Feel the warmth at the end of your roots and draw the energy up from the center of Mother Earth. Draw Mother Earth energy up through your roots, bringing them up, bringing that beautiful energy up past the underwater caverns, past the big rocks beneath the surface of the soil. Bring your energy up through the rich soil beneath your house. Bring the energy up through your feet. Bring the energy up into your body, into your heart, and hold Mother Earth energy in your heart. Now take the energy from your heart center up through the top of your body, past your throat, your third eye, out of your crown. Take your heart energy up through the roof of your building, into the night sky. Take your energy higher, in amongst the planets, in amongst the stars. Take your energy up right out there and find your soul star. Connect with your soul star and bring that energy down, that vibrant, bright energy. Bring it down past all the planets, into the night sky, into the sky above your homes. Bring that energy down through the roof of your homes. Bring the energy down, your soul star energy. Bring it down through your crown, down through your third eye, illuminating your third eye, awakening your third eye. Bring the energy down past your throat so that you speak your truth, you speak your dreams, you speak your story. Bring the energy down into your heart center. So now in your heart center, you have star energy and Mother Earth energy. Let them dance together. Let them blend in your heart center. Beautiful dance, that beautiful balance of energy. Take it out to the rest of your body. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes and your fingers. Take the energy out into your aura. That beautiful balance of Mother Earth energy and star energy. Take it out into your aura, filling up your aura. Take the energy out to the room. Fill up the room that you're in. Fill up your home with your essence, with your beautiful energy, the energy of star and Mother Earth. And I'd like you to find yourself walking along a path on the land. I'd like you to find yourself walking in the moonlight. It's almost dark. The sun has set, the moon is high, illuminating silver energy across the land. And on the right-hand side, as you walk along, following the hedge of hawthorns and blackthorns glistening in the moonlight, there is a beautiful woodland awaiting. Walk along until you find the entrance. Is the entrance clear? Do you have to find a way through the bramble? Make your way into this woodland. Your vision becomes bright with the moonlight. All different trees, shapes, sizes, energy are awakened this night. As you walk through, you hear the nocturnal animals of owl hooting, of badger scuffling along the forest floor, unaware of you, the visitor, visiting Badger's woods. A fox runs through, hunting in the night. As you walk along, look at the branches hanging above your head. Look at the trees standing proud in their own spaces. Every tree is unique. There may be many oak trees, but oak trees are singular. Like we are women, we're all different. Men are all different, different beings, different personalities, and so are the trees amongst their own kind. As you walk through the woods, one tree will glow. One tree will call you. You may not be totally sure of what this tree is. It is night after all in the moonlight. But work with your energy. Which tree is pulling on your heartstrings? Which tree is awakening your energy? When you have found that calling of that standing person, that standing tall person, that tree, ask if you may enter its energy field. Wait until you get your reply. Slowly, very slowly, walk towards the trunk. Walk under its branches. Feel its energy pulsing, welcoming you the closer that you get. And place your left hand on the tree trunk. Feel the connection. The tree may ask your name. It's not all one-sided. The tree may want to know a lot about yourself. You may have a billion questions to ask your tree. As you're standing with your hand on the bark, an entrance like a doorway is forming behind your hand. The tree is making it possible for you to enter into its world, for you to enter into its being. Take a step in, open that door and step in. You're now in the world of your tree. Stay a while and I'll call you back shortly. This is the beginning of a beautiful journey, a beautiful friendship, a beautiful relationship with your tree. It will take a while for both of you to build up the trust, for both of you to get to know each other properly. And this is just the beginning of your journey together. You may visit your tree in the waking world. You may visit your tree in visualizations in your dream time. But firstly, you have made that connection. Step out of that doorway. Step out of the world of your ally. And stand once more with your hand rested on the trunk. How are you feeling? Notice your energy. Have you met an old friend? Are you excited to meet somebody new? Leave an offering, birdseed, rose petals, a hair from your head. As a thank you. The tree may gift you a part of its bark, may give you a leaf, a bit of twig, give you a berry. Take it with gratitude. Thank the tree, your ally, for this special moment. And slowly walk back out of its energy field. Know that it's there for you as you are for it. And start to walk out of these sacred woods, past the badger that's still rooting around, past the fox who's hiding behind the trunks of the trees, camouflaged in the nighttime light, past the other trees, the standing tall people, The beautiful proud trees, the small trees, wispy trees, come back out led by the moonlight. Come back out onto the path. Take a deep breath in the moonlight as you walk back down the path. Feeling invigorated, feeling connected. As you walk down the energy stream that will bring you back to your homes, your rooms, your seats, back to the here and now. And in your own time, wriggle your toes, wriggle your feet, take a sip of water, and just sit for a minute while you bring yourself fully back into this vibration. Special moments that you have in your visualizations, in your meditations, in your connections. Sometimes you need to sit with it for a little bit. Sometimes you need to make notes. Sometimes you need to churn things over. What's been said to you, what's been shared with you. Okay. But you've made that connection with your tree ally. It's your personal connection. It's how that tree is connecting with you, how that tree is going to work with you, how you're going to work with that tree. And you may want to, you know, if you're unaware of the tree that you've connected with, perhaps you need to search for it. Thank you, Sylvia. Perhaps you need to search for it around your area, because there may just be one there that's calling for you. Thank you, Jam. That's calling for you to actually connect with it in the waking times. I'm so happy you've loved it. You know, and we can connect this way, like I've said, with any plants, with any trees, with the land, with the waters. It's a sacred connection that we have. And walking shamanically, you walk with the foot in both worlds. You walk with the foot in this world, this vibration, the rock hard vibration, but you also have a foot in the spirit energy world with the ancestors, with the trees, with the plants, and you walk in balance. Thank you, Georgie. Ah. Thank you. Thank you.
So much love.
Oh, so much love for everyone. And the trees have brought us all together.
Oh.
The shamanic path has, thanks, Pauline. The shamanic path has brought us all together this evening, you know, with that thread to connect each and every one of us. Thank you, Lizanne. You know, each and every one of us with the land as well. It's woken us up. You know, it's given us that beautiful, I'm getting the confirmation shivers. It's given us that beautiful connection that we all need to link into. Oh, bless you, Claire. You all have amazing dreams tonight too, because your trees will still be wanting to connect with you. Oh, that's fantastic, Georgie. That's brilliant. I feel, Shadi, the pins and needles are connections with the tree, because you've put your hand on your left hand on that tree, so you're still feeling that strong connection with it. We need it every day, Janice. We need it every day. Absolutely, a big forest together and a sacred grove, because all of our trees have got together in a circle. Because when we meet as people, we may have a speaker, and normally shamanically a speaker would hold a talking stick and would be the one that was speaking, but people always sit in a circle because nobody's ever bigger or better, or an antler. No one's ever bigger or better than the next person. We're all equal when we sit in a circle, and the trees create the grove around us. We become the trees. So that's absolutely beautiful.
That's exactly what I spoke about last night in our Zoom get together.
Right.
And whenever I do a workshop, I sit with them. And yeah, red deer antler is my talking stick that I pass around. And it is that old thing, you know, people think of the classroom where the kids, if they're holding the spoon, they talk. If you've not got the spoon, you listen. But it's so important that we do that. So if you've got the talking stick, you talk. If you haven't, listen.
You listen.
And it is that we are all on the same level, because our elders did that. And I would always say that's why the candle is in the center, to represent the fire, that they'd be sitting around sharing each other's knowledge. And that's what I do. I'm not sitting there because I know it all and I'm going to teach you all I know. I'm sitting there because I want to learn, and I want to get from you guys as well. So oh gosh, there is still some more people coming in.
Copper Beach, yes. Oh, love it, love it. That was you, Carol. That would have been your dirty hand, your earthy hand. Yeah, she would have wrapped cloth around her hands to keep her hands warm, but she would have had grubby fingers because she would have been rummaging with the herbs and the earth. Yeah, that's you. Definitely crone, Sally. With the talking stick down, the Native Americans, when they, I don't know if you do the same with your antler, they hold the talking stick, and when they finish talking, they touch it to Mother Earth before they pass it on to the next person. That's a thank you to Mother Earth for the space to be able to speak, and it also symbolizes that you've finished speaking. Thank you, Mother Earth. Then you pass it on to the next person.
I can't wait to get that down into a circle. I'm going to take that on board.
Yes,
absolutely. Addy, I saw the Hanged Man tarot card, and then I saw stick figure people screaming in despair whilst others rushed around hospital beds trying to save people. I then had the feeling of a hug to make it feel less terrible. Not quite something I want to dream about tonight.
Yeah, sometimes with the trees, they're because, like I said before, everything that's lived has gone into the earth. So sometimes there's memories that need unlocking. Sometimes there's memories there, but it could be an old part of you that you're leaving behind. I'm sorry, I've forgotten what the lady's name was.
Addy,
sometimes it's an old part of you that you're leaving behind and you're stepping into the new. So it could be like you've had an awakening with this, but certainly shelve it, write it in your journal, revisit it again, okay? And the Hanged Man is not a hanging man. The Hanged Man on a tarot card is taking a pause, taking a breather, of actually waiting. Don't act, just wait for a bit and see what you need to do next. Okay. And sorry, Dan, but let's face it, at the moment we're all in topsy-turvy energies, because of the big sea that's out there, because of people's energies. You've got people worried, you've got people scared, you've got people blasé about it, and it's a bit of a mishmash at the moment. But like you said earlier, Dan, the land is actually going, I can breathe again. There's people just walking on me, and it's becoming more alive. But yeah, certainly reflect on that later, Addy. Certainly reflect on it later, because you'll probably get you'll probably get more information coming through. Okay.
I love that. But yeah, for me, it was quite funny because the animals you mentioned in that meditation, as soon as you mentioned fox, fox is my main spirit animal, which then brought in my birth tree, which was Rowan. But Rowan was only there for the permission, and then when I went in, Hazel was the tree that I connected with.
Oh, Hazel's very fire energy. So is there something you need to be a bit more fiery about, or a bit more fiery with?
I'm glad my husband's not in the room. He'd be like, no more fire, no more fire.
Maybe shedding light on something. I couldn't do the meditation, but when I used to work at school. Oh, fantastic, Dawn. You've become the guardian of that tree. And it's blessed you with growing. Knocks you off your path. Yeah, remember me. Brilliant, Dawn. That's great. Dormouse is quite sleepy.
Yeah.
Sally, Dormouse is quite sleepy. It's very tiny, but it's very, very strong. And the fact that they were both stood together is harmony. You know, there wasn't one having a go at the other one. They were there in harmony. So there's probably something that's going to be quite harmonious in your life, or two things that are opposite that you can bring in together and weave the energy together.
I'm gonna actually be talking about Dormouse at the next Oasis weekend.
Oh wow!
I'm going to be covering the 3 hibernating mammals in the UK,
right?
Because it's only the hazel dormouse, the hedgehog, and the bat that truly hibernate.
Right.
So I'm going to take people into a meditation with that, because with those sleeping, for me, it's very much with dormouse, and the crystal I put with it is pink calcite, because it kind of comforts you, soothes you. While that dormouse is sleeping, it's reflecting on its year, and reflecting on what's going to be coming through into the next year, and what do they need to let go. So if there's anything that we need to let go that's emotional, calcite is there to support and comfort while that transition is being made, because they're very comfortable, sleepy creatures, dormice.
Wow.
So, yeah, for you,
it
might be just to reflect on this past year.
Yeah, go within.
But what can you bring? What do you want to take through to the next? And what is it now time to just let it go, shed it, and
fabulous.
So, and for me, if it was a tawny owl, tawny owls for me, if you want to know the magic of the forest, ask the lodgers, ask the owls.
I love it.
That, they're the lodgers in their trees, so they soak up the tree wisdom. And they're very woody animals, so fossilized wood is a really nice.
Yes. So, fossilized wood is amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but I love tawny owl energy, and I love my dormouse energy. It's so. Oh, my husband is listening in the kitchen while he's doing dinner. So yeah, plenty of fire.
Love it. Any pointers on elm? Elm is very, very wise. Elm is very strong. Okay. It battled against disease. Its energy, spirit energy still lived on. It's really, really strong, very strong energy, Janice. And very magical too, because it's shamanic. It has a foot in both worlds, So it's still here, but it's not here. It's quite elusive. Okay. But the energy is very, very strong. Yeah. Excellent.
Sally Pedder, I love that, and I love owls. I saw one looking at me from a tree branch on the way to work once, just sat looking at me. It was perhaps sitting there going, "Why are you going to work?"
Go back to
don't
bed. It's my
understand you
time.
humans.
Love it.
Come
Oh,
and
I
sit
love
on the
it.
branch, because that is it with especially tawny owls, because barn owls, because they tend to hunt more over farmland and open
Yeah.
field, they go out. Whereas I find with tawny owls, they perhaps have their 3 favourite tree perches in the wood, but they kind of like just wait for the prey to come to them. They kind of like, I'm just going to sit here and whatever comes my way, I'm going to have. I love them.
Love it.
I love
Love
it.
it.
And yes, Claire, you can find Oasis online. I will add you. We've just connected over the weekend, myself and Claire. So I will add you to the Oasis group on there. And like I said, hopefully this lady will join us.
Silver birch is a brilliant tree for connecting with the ancestors. It's very much the white tree. The white tree, the silver birch, takes the ancestors up to the moon, takes the deceased up to the moon. And where the silver birch has the very fine tissue birch that comes off of the tree, if you write on the silver birch your messages to those that are in the spirit world, and then burn the silver birch with your messages on, the smoke will take the messages up to those that you love in spirit. So they're very much a tree for connecting with the ancestors as well, as is lichen. You know, lichen or lichen, however you say it, because it's one of like the oldest plants dating right back to like dinosaur times. It's a very, very useful tool for connecting with the ancestors, just like silver birch is.
That's amazing. I love that. Definitely. Leslie Patricia Cowan, I connected with Beech.
Yeah, beech is very much a mother tree. It's very much the mothering energy. It's the come underneath my branches and I'll look after you. I'll sort things out, but I'll make you be strong. I'll make you be really, really strong. It's a tree that sometimes sits in the west, which is all about manifesting. So it's a tree that you can go to sit under, to have your dream times, but you can also put your wishes there to start things rolling. You know, if you want to start something off, or you want to start planning on something, if you have a little bit of beech with you, it will start putting the foundations down for you. Okay, but connect with her.
I love that.
Oh, maple. It's not one that I connect with personally, Carol, but I feel with maple, I know the Canadian maple you get a lot of sugar from, don't you? Get maple syrup from. So I feel it's quite a calming tree. I feel it's quite, if you have like a gentle giant, okay, if you imagine like I'm being told, if you imagine like a gentle giant with great big hands, it's that cozy energy, it's that hug, it's that energy of a hug, where the energy will embrace you and envelop you in beautiful, calm energy. I feel with maple, okay, that's what I've just been given. Okay.
Absolutely brilliant. And Jacqueline, would you believe it? An owl is hooting outside.
Oh, amazing. That's for you, Dan.
Georgie, she's had an owl spirit guide for as long as she can remember. Oscar, fantastic.
I love it.
You
is the tree of death and rebirth. Okay, it's hugely poisonous. The druids would sleep underneath it, and it releases like a vapor. So they would have hallucinogenic dreams. They would sleep under it to get to have the really deep dreams, the really meaningful dreams, to get the messages from the tree realm. Okay, but it's a tree of death and rebirth. So it's placed at Samhain normally, and the tree trunk is white and red. Okay, so you have the white and the red in, and that's like blood and bones. It's like the heart of the tree, but the bones of the tree. and it grows. It dies in the middle, but it grows outwards. Okay, so it never ever ends, but it's the place of death and rebirth. So if you wanted to have help with finishing something and starting something new, okay, or if you were in a relationship or like a job that you wanted to get rid of, or something that you wanted to change with, you would connect with you, or have a little bit of you would, to help you end and begin again. Okay, but again, it's a good tree for connecting with the crone energy, the old woman energy. Okay, the old crone. It's very much her sort of tree as well, because that's her time. So yew is really special. And normally with yew, they used to plant yew trees on sacred sites. And then the Christians would come along and they would build a church on the sacred site to change the pagans over to their way of belief, to the Christian belief. So when you have churchyards and there's yew trees in the churchyards, they're probably very, very ancient, from when that site was an ancient stone circle, or from where it was a sacred site before. Yeah.
So tonight you've taught me about wild weeing. You're going to be sold out of Yuba Santa, and now everyone is going to find a yew tree to sit under to get hallucinogenic effect.
Stick with me.
I'm sticking with you. Jan, what about sumac?
I haven't got a clue, Jan, to be honest with you. It's not one that I have come across or worked with. So we'll need to Google that one just to have a little bit of a start with it. Okay. But what I'm feeling is, what I'm getting through is, it's almost like sumac is like the lace between the leaves. So it's the very fine filaments, okay, of energy. That's what I'm picking up. So there's fine threads being created either for you or around you that is going to be the start of something bigger. But what I'm getting is very much lace. So don't take anything for gospel. You know, if something's presented to you, Jan, look deeply into it. Clear away everything and look deeply at the roots of things, of the innards of things. Okay, so if you're promised something, don't take anything at face value. Strip it down to the bare bones and have a look at it then. That's what I'm getting with that. That's what I'm channeling through. Okay. You work with it, you connect with it, okay, and see what you come up with. But that's what I'm being told to give to you. Okay.
Just to do 2 more,
yeah,
and then I'm going to wind things up to let you go. Okay.
That's
so
fine.
You've got to explain yourself.
Sorry?
You've got to explain yourself. You've got to.
Willow tree. Willow tree is very, very flexible. I think I said earlier, it's very much the tree of the maiden. It's the tree of the youth. It's the seeing things with new eyes. With the willow tree as well, it's a very healing tree. And I might be wrong, but I believe that you get medicine from the bark. I think it's aspirin you can get from the willow tree bark. I might be wrong. But it's about seeing things with new eyes. It's about being adaptable to things around you. And it's also, the silver birch tree is the tree of new beginnings, okay? But the willow tree is that they live on the edge of water, so they're quite connected to the element of the emotions, of the water element. So it's all to do with your emotions as well. So perhaps don't be so rigid, allow yourself to be a bit flexible, or expect others to be flexible around you and not be so flipping rigid. It's not always you, it could be the people around you. But willow tree is beautiful, and it's, you know, its leaves are very gentle. It's quite a gentle tree, but it's rock solid in those emotions. It's rock solid.
Thank you, Claire. Beautiful. And then just the last one.
Yeah, can I save you looking up ash? Yes, ash is the world tree. Okay, It's the world tree. So when we work shamanically and we work with the different worlds, the lower world, the middle world, the upper world, that's the world tree. It's the ash tree. Ash is what Odin hung on when he got all the guidance for the runes. So it's a very white tree. It's a very light wood tree. So I feel it's all about the purity of everything. It's about looking at the truth. Okay. On a wheel, sometimes it's placed at Lammas because it's also a tree of abundance. Okay, it doesn't give you an abundance of fruit, but it's the tree of abundance within yourself. Okay, but it's a really strong tree. It's a tree of truth. It's a tree of knowledge, ancient knowledge. Okay, absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much for that, Dominic. And Willow, when I said for everyone to bring a sleeping bag and a flask, I think they might have took that quite literal and think we've got you for the whole night. But I'm going to round it up. Please do, Willow, go on to the Facebook business page and read through the comments on here, because there is so much love for you. And
thank you.
And we've only scratched the surface with you, because when we connected via Messenger, you said you did shamanism, you do goddesses, but you also do
Pharmacuti, which is the ancient old witchcraft. It's the women that would work with the herbs, with the plants, with the elements, and the magical side of things. But everything is earth-based. Everything that I do is very earth-based. Okay, so it's all connected.
Well, a bit like Hilary Stanley, because we've had Hilary Stanley 3 times now, and she's due to come back for a 4th time. In the future, would you come back and talk a little bit more about that?
I would love to. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. If everybody would like that, if everybody would like that. But yes, I would love to. Thank you.
If you'd like her to come back and do a little bit more, absolutely. And just quickly, what is the future for you? What have you got planned? Do you do online workshops with the?
I do online. Yeah, I do online workshops. I've been spending the last couple of days putting up dates for 2021, like the earlier half of 2021. So I do online workshops for working with the trees. I do online workshops for connecting with different shamanic things, with goddess things. I do workshops. I also do the full-blown shamanic practitioner course where you work over the year and you become a practitioner, so then you can work with other people. Yeah, I do readings, I do healings. So there's everything on there on my workshop. Okay. I also do mentoring if people are a little bit stuck and they're not sure which way to go next, or if they've had sort of like a spiritual happening and they want to talk it over, I offer those sessions as well. So yeah, I'm
that is amazing.
And I'm working passionately with what I do. It's my path.
Yeah, because we've all had to change. I mean, for me, there's nothing like a physical face-to-face workshop. And before 2020, I would sit in circle with my guys and go, I will not do online workshops. No, people come to my stall from further afield. Do you do online? No, because I love working as a group.
Yeah.
Hey, 2020, I ate my own words and went, yeah, okay, I'm going to have to go online. But yeah, I have put Willow's links up through the comments. So scroll up, get in touch with her on a website or on a Facebook page. I will certainly be sharing your page on our business page and on my personal page for everybody else to see you. And I will be in touch with you personally as well. I'm going to flash you up some amazing feedback and thanks, because you deserve it, Willow. It's been an amazing evening. So Claire, thank you so much, Dan and Willow. Loved every minute of tonight.
Thank you.
I am I am bleeding this lady for every minute of tonight.
But also, Dan, can I say thank you to you for inviting me on here? And can I thank everybody else that's been here this evening? Because like the lady said about us being all at a forest together, you know, the energy of everyone that's been here has been part of the evening as well. And I thank you all for your time and for coming along and listening.
And it absolutely. I mean, last night when we do our Monday night get together, so many people thank me because we host it on the Zoom. But I always say, without you guys, it wouldn't work. And the magic comes from everybody. Just by putting up comments, we're exchanging energy. And this is what I love about the community we've built during lockdown, and putting these special guests on, because I see so many people with people on and no one is engaging, no one is commenting, and it would just be me and you talking like we would have done without them. But these guys, they love learning, they're engaging, they're interacting, and they just make it so worthwhile. So yeah, I love the guys here.
Thank you.
It is such a privilege. So
Thank you, Georgie.
Please do go back through, because I'm literally just clicking a little bit of the comments that are flooding through. So
thank you.
I would love to meet up again, have a little discussion about, sorry, can you say it again?
The Pharmacuti?
Pharmacuti.
Pharmacuti or the goddess path, that, you know, either or.
Either or, well, I mean, come on. If Hilary Stanley can come on 3 times, due to come on the 4th time, I think we can have Pharmacuti and then goddess, or goddess then Pharmacuti. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Obviously with the shamanic talk, that's just a snippet. You know, it's vast. It's absolutely vast. And
normally we keep talks to an hour and a half, and you're not the worst. You know Patrick Gamble?
Yes,
he went on for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Love it.
No one's beaten that record. But yeah, if we were going to explore shamanism as a whole, we would be here for the next
forever.
But guys, seriously, this lady knows stuff. Go on there, and if you want to explore it more further, check out her workshops, support this lady. I'm going to support her. She's my newfound best friend. Sorry for all those other people that say you're my best friend. I'm not careful. But you are one of them.
Also get in touch, get in touch, have a chat. We're all walking a path, we're all walking a spiritual path, and it's lovely. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to drop you down. So
Thank you.
Walk away and shut down and everything. I'll be in touch tomorrow just to personally thank you for tonight.
Thank you very much indeed. And thank you, everyone. Have a lovely dream time. Dream with your trees.
We will do. Willow,
bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, sweetheart. Oh, what a fantastic evening that was. God, I've learned so much. It's the first time I think I've got my pen and paper out and making notes. So yeah, that is great. Just to finish up the rest of the week, what we're going to be doing here. Tomorrow is our market night, where we have our big sale. We've got up to 50% off. That will be done same here on Dan ROX Facebook page. Thursday night is obviously my radio show, so we don't do nothing on a Thursday night because we try and encourage everyone to go on to UK Serenity Radio to listen to my show, which this week is I'm talking about fallow deer in the natural sense, in the spiritual sense, and the crystal of kunzite. And then Friday we do our little Zoom crystal quiz. And hopefully Saturday we'll have another special guest. That won't be confirmed till Thursday. We're zooming that person Thursday, but I'll let you know who that person is. Guys, like what Willow said and what I said there, you guys are amazing, so supportive, so interactive, and you really know how to make the guests feel welcome and appreciated. And no words can express how much that means to us. So I'm going to let you all enjoy what's left of your Tuesday evening. Sweet dreams, connect with your trees, connect with Willow, and connect with me. See you all soon. Thank you very much. Love you lots.